To help your evaluation, I want to take you through this Amazon product characteristics checklist, which I've put together to help you screen products. Now, the purpose of using this is to evaluate potential products that you can sell. And when you're doing this, you need to keep in mind the ideal guidelines for product characteristics that we've already outlined to you. The first section of the checklist is all about the product information. So you need to make a note of the product name. If you're looking at your own product, then the brand name that you're going to use. But remember, we're looking for unbranded products. Come on to that in a second. Any keywords which are relevant to the product, you'll find this very helpful later on, having a list of these keywords. You can use them yourself. The Amazon Standard Identification Number, the ASIN, this is a really important piece of information, and the Amazon URL. And actually, if you look carefully, you'll find that the ASIN is embedded in that URL. But if you've got the URL, you want to go back to the product, you can just click on it very easily. So it's worth picking that up. And then just confirm to yourself that this item is non-branded and has white label potential. You are not in the business of trying to pass off anybody else's branded items, and we want to avoid those at all costs. The next thing to look at is the price, and later on you'll be able to look up the cost from the supplier. And if you put the ASIN into the revenue calculator, the Amazon revenue calculator, then you'll be able to see what the costs from Amazon FBA are going to be. And that'll give you your profit, and that'll give you your margin. And don't forget, we're looking for at least 100% markup. Then you need to look at the category and the competition. So you may go down as far as subcategories and subcategories. So I've left you some space for that. But what you really want to do is look at the bestseller ranking for this product, and then critically look at the bestseller rankings for items number 2 and 3 in that product, in that category. And let me explain why. If the product you're looking at has got a low number, i.e. it's selling extremely well, and the next two, the number 2 and the number 3 in that section are selling well as well, then you're probably looking at a category or subcategory which has got lots of interest and lots of volume, and that's great. If the number 2s and number 3s are selling very badly, then you may have one item in that subcategory which is selling for its own reasons. It may be a branded product, it may be something very unique, it may be very trendy, but the rest of the category is not that attractive. And that's your warning sign that that subcategory is potentially a weak subcategory and one you may not want to go into. Now we look at the number of reviews, and you need to make a record of the total number of reviews. And it's interesting as well to get a split of the 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 star reviews. Apart from the fact you can learn a lot from the reviews themselves, it'll give you an idea of how much competition you're going to get from this product. Look as well at the number of reviews that the number 2 and the number 3 have in the category. And the reason for doing this is, if you've got a category where you've got the product you're looking at has got a relatively low number of reviews, and the next 2 have got a relatively low number of reviews, you may have found a really interesting category, providing it's a large enough category to be interesting. But if you've got other items in that category which are very high, then even if the first product is relatively low, it may be a new product and just coming in, but you're still going to find it's a very competitive category. So it is useful to look at the number of reviews held by the products that you're immediately competing in that subcategory or category, and decide whether or not there's too much competition around and you might do better to look elsewhere. Finally, we'll take a look at the size of the product. This is critical for a number of reasons, and weight, height, length, width, and then any other comments. You're looking particularly for things like, breakability, which obviously you want to avoid if you possibly can. So that's a quick run through the checklist. I've provided it to you in a PDF, and I've also provided it to you in a spreadsheet so that you can immediately start screening products yourself, and you can use the spreadsheet to do that. So Amazon Product Characteristics Checklist, a useful tool for you when you're looking through Amazon trying to find products that you might then take to the next stage.